into the final matches of the old group stages we go now as we head into match number 3, part 2. And of course, still to be decided are the winners of Group C. Will it be the Dutchies? Will it be the Swedes? Who's going to join them from Group D? We got all of it coming at you next. That's right, folks. We're going to another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at match number 3, part 2, over in the Ladies Euro 2022. That's right, as we hedge closer to those illustrious, important knockout stages. And we'll get to that in 1 second, of course. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang up today. All things Euro 22 related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Rooski, of course. That's right. Of course, groups A and B are on verge on the cusps of closing out. But of course, we have also got to look forward to the Group C and D matches, which will complete the old group stages. But who will go through, who will go home? We'll take a look at it, all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the patrons, guys. But anyway, we're going to wait till more time. It's just me again, I'm afraid, to take a little look at what went on in match number 2, part 2. Of course, the results coming at you right here, right now. And then, of course, we'll dig into the deep end with match number 3, part 2. But also show you the Super Brew. That's right. What's the Super Brew? I'll show you what the Super Brew is. It's the future, boys and girls. It is the future. So here we go. These are the resultorinos from match number 2, part 2. We do have Millie's score here, but she's not with me today. It is on the screen here. So coming at you, the Swed. I went with a 2-0 win. It was a 2-1 win in the end. Of course, Millie went the other way, didn't she? Bless her. 2-0 to Switzerland. Got shit wrong, she did, but I did all right. Meanwhile, the Dutchies, 3-0 winners for me. 3-2 it was. Millie, remember the 2-2 draw? Stinkerino for her on that one. Italy, 2-0 winners over Iceland was my pick. It was a 1-1 draw. Actually, Millie went with a 3-1 win there, so we all got it wrong on that one. And France, 4-0 winners for me. 2-1 it was. 2-2 for Millie. She's had a right stinker there, but it's all right. It's A-okay. But what about the state of the groups? Well, here is the groups. As you can see, as of right here, right now, after 2 matches, the Dutchies and the Swedes are on the cusp of going through to the knockout stages. But of course, they've got one more game to play. The Dutchies take on the Swiss, and the Swedes take on Portugal. So, in theory, it's anybody's guess, but you'd imagine top 2 there will go through in one shape or another. Meanwhile, of course, the La France are looking very, very good. They are either through or, yeah, they're through, aren't they? They've actually won the group. They could play the kids if they wanted to. Italy, Belgium and Iceland all duking out for their other spot. And it looked like they would be the easy pickings. No disrespect, in the knockout stages. So whoever lands Group D runner-up looks like they're going to be into the semi-finals, but without a blink of an eye, because La France look very, very comfortable so far. But will they? Who will they be joined by? We'll take a look at it in a minute. But of course, don't forget about the Super Brew, folks. There's still time. If you were to get in now, you could still win by getting the scores correctly. And of course, we're hoping for a little luck going the other way. So there's still time. Jump in there. Cut the full shots Euro 2022. It's a bit of fun, and we are going to be using Super Brew for a vast majority of the leagues in the domestic season. What I mean by that is, what do I mean by that? So usually we would either count it up by hand or use a Google form, which I did last year, but this is pain-free for me and a very, very much prettier thing for you guys to look at. What am I talking about? Well, what I'm going to show you right here, right now, folks, what I'm talking about in regards to the Super Brew. So let's take a look at La Super Brew. Where are we? We're going to go for this one, I believe. So this is the current state of play of match day number 2 across both 1 and 2. So in this match day, the guys that have taken part, James BCFC came out top with 12 points. I did all right with 9.5. Millie an absolute turkey here with 1. But James BCFC and Enrico Mode coming out in there with 12 points. That's for the second match day. So well done to you. You get the captain's hat there. Look, Millie with a wooden spoon. Meanwhile, the overall leaderboard looks like this. James BCFC is great. He is 22.5 points on the board right here, right now. Hans Worst, of course, up there, not too far away either, 20.5. I am, where am I? I'm doing pretty terrible, 16.5, but it's all to do in match number 3, and again, still going all the way through to the quarterfinals and beyond. So take a little look at it, a long hard look at it. Do you want me to zoom in? How about that? You want to see your name in lights? There you bloody go. So that's the state of play there. Now let's jump to the deep end, of course, with the next round of matches, of course. So here they come. So let's jump to the deep end with, of course, the first one, Switzerland up against The Netherlander, of course. Let's take a little look at that one in just a second here. I've got to find out more info. There she is. Let's get into it then, shall we? Of course, Switzerland up against the Netherlands, of course, taking place at Bramall Lane. That will be on, of course, the 17th of the 7th, which is in about 2 days' time. They played the 5 times 2013, 3 wins for the Dutch, another for the Swiss, and 2 draws. Of course, Mark Parsons is your manager for the Dutchies. Of course, Nielsen is the manager for the Swiss. The Swiss come into this without winning the last 8 games. The Dutchies, though, haven't lost the last 4. Coming to this just 1 defeat past 6 for them heading into this match. Their biggest win over Switzerland was a 3-0 win. They scored 13 goals compared to the 6 by the Swiss. 2.6 goals scored per game over the Switzerland, 1.2 return. Meanwhile, last time picture there was a draw. That was back in November 2018. It was actually in the World Cup qualification phase. A draw it was. Second leg affair. Of course, the Dutch went through on aggregate. Meanwhile, the Dutch coming into this on the back of the 3-2 win over Portugal. The Swiss coming into this on the back of that loss against the Swed. I've got basic odds here. Basic odds go in favour of the Dutch. So back the Dutch, I would imagine. And of course, the Swiss are the underdogs. Millie's not here to say, but I'm going to go with a cheeky 2-1 win for the Dutchies here. Pass the Dutchies to the quarterfinals. There they go, brothers. They're in there. Who's going to join them? Will it be Sweden? Will it be Portugal? Let's get into that one then. Shall we, of course. Second match of Group D. Taking place also at the same time, same kickoff, 17th of the 7th. That's at the Lee Sports Village. Portugal coming into this on the back of, without winning 3 now, up against the Swed though. Sweden unbeaten in the last 14 games, of course, 83% form up against Portugal's 67. Played each other 3 times since 2019, 3 for Sweden, 1 for Portugal, and there's been 0 draws. 4-0 win was the biggest win for the Swedes. Of course, 2-1 win and the biggest win for Portugal over Sweden. And of course, Sweden scored 7 goals to Portugal's 2 over the course of those 3 matches. 2.33 goals scored on average for Sweden when they play in on Portugal. Of course, 0.67 scored the other way. Last time played was a 4-0 win for Sweden. That was back in February 2022. That was earlier in the year. And it's been back-to-back clean sheets for Sweden over Portugal. Scored 6 goals against Portugal without conceding. Sweden with a 2-1 win over Swiss coming into this, and of course the Portuguese did lose to the Dutchies 3-2 last time around. The odds go in favour of the Swedes. Of course, they are favoured this one quite comfortably. Of course, Portugal the underdogs, and again, remember last-minute additions to the tournament, but they will lose this one. They'll crash out here, I believe. 2-0 win for the Swedes, and Portugal go through to the knockout stages alongside the Dutchies. Yes, right. Moving on to what else do we have? We have Iceland up against La France. We're going into Group D now. Of course, these two sides have played 5 times since 2009. 5 wins out of 5 for the Frenchies. Nothing for Iceland and 0 draws. Iceland, though, unbeaten though in the last 5 games, of course. Looking very good. 67% form for them. Up against the France, though, who are unbeaten in the last 16 matches. Winning streak of 16 matches. 100% form for them. 4-0 win was the biggest win for France over Iceland. They've scored 11 goals to Iceland's 1 over the course of those 5 games. Works out around about 2.2 goals a game. 0.2 goals a game for Iceland. The last time I played, there was a 4-0 win for La France. In fact, they've got 4 games without conceding a goal against Iceland, so they'll fancy their chances on this one. They come into this on the back of a 2-1 win over Belgium. The Icelanders come into this on the back of a big point, an interesting point over Italy, of course, but the French are 100% favoured for this game. Of course, Iceland are underdogs, massively underdogs. So for me, I'm going to back La Frenchies on this one, and I go with a 3-0 win for them, and they'll go through comfortably in the end. But who will join them coming out of Group D? Italy or Belgium? This is probably the most difficult game out of the 4 here. They played each other 3 times in 2017. 2 wins for Belgium, 1 win for Italy, 0 draws. Of course, Italy come into this, what we're looking at, without a win in this tournament. 2 wins in the past 6. They've just 1 defeat in the past 5, though. 50% form. That's 1-2 lost to and drawn to. Up against Belgium, 1 win in the last 4 games. Then 42% form, though. Heading into this, they scored their biggest win for Belgium over Italy was a 4-1 win. The biggest win of the way was a 2-1 win, and in fact Belgium scored 7 goals to Italy's 4 over the course of those 3 matches. They like scoring against each other. They do have quite a lot of goals between these two sides. 2.33 goals scored on average for Belgium when playing Italy. 1.33 goals scored by Italy when playing Belgium. The last time around it was a 2-1 win for Belgium. That was back in September 2018. And they come into this Belgium on the back of a 2-1 loss against French. Italy with a 1-1 draw against Iceland. The odds for this one, though, quite tight, airtight, very, very tight. Go in favour of Italy on this one. But I think I'm going with a draw. Am I going with a draw? I've gone with a draw, that's right, against the Garane here. 1-1 in the end. It would favour Iceland. It would bloody favour Iceland. They have a stronger goal difference, so they would lose. They would lose against French, but they'll probably go through here. on Agata Gate. But that, my ladies and gentlemen, is it for the Euro 2022 group stages. Of course, next time you see me, we'll be in the knockout phases, and hopefully we'll be able to predict who will go through to the semi-finals. We're so close, folks. So, folks, get involved with the Super Brew right here, right now. And if you want to get involved with anything else, make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell, of course, and we'll be back for the next round of matches over in Euro 2022. But that's it, boys and girls. We are done for now.